Hi, it's Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, February 7th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Which one do I want to show the most, or at least from the beginning? And that is really this chart is a good place to start. Before I jump into it, I do want to mention that this week, Wednesday and Thursday, WickedStocks.com did put out two stock pick videos on Qualcomm and ASTS satellite systems. So you might want to check those out. They offer appreciable gains if the conditions are met for the signals that I outlined very specifically in those videos, as always, just like in your NVIDIA analysis. And so you might want to check it out. You can see it for free. You also get weekly Apple stock, daily Triple Q, daily SPY, etc., for 5 days, no cost. And I'll just leave it at that. And on with the NVIDIA analysis. Now, I'd mentioned in Thursday's video analysis that if we closed above 124.16, that should, over the next week, yield a 134.42 former channel bottom. And we could see this today. I also mentioned how the upper 120s may well sort of dampen the bullish momentum into later day. So we did kind of as I was thinking, that if we open above 124.16, which we did, you can anticipate the 128.34 to 129 even area. 128.34 is a 3/8 upside Fibonacci from that January high against the more recent low that was put out on Monday. Yes, on Monday. My goodness. So, but overall, if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, you're long above 124.16, as recommended in yesterday's video. With the settlement above 124.16, 134.42 is now considered a 3 to 5 day target. And if we happen to push or open today above 129 even, this high mark following the big deep seek gap that occurred 2 weeks from this Monday or a week ago last, if we happen to push through or open above 129 even, this 134.42 to 136.74 region is in reach today. That would be a gap closer. This is also a meaningful zone of resistance, 134.42 to 136.74, that can absorb buying through the rest of February. From here, we can fall away again down to 105.07. In fact, I will say that once we test the mid 130s, 105.07 in reach over the next 3 to 5 weeks. And we'll have downward pivot points, obviously, on the way down that we'll be providing. But that is the big picture. So this buy signal that occurred on Thursday's close above 124.16 is a short-term counter-trend signal that opposes, really, I think, the underlying dynamic of the midterm. The midterm, which is kind of like 3 to 5 weeks, remains susceptible to downside trade below 134.42. Now, that said, the long term remains constructive above 105.07. 105.07 remains a 3 to 5 week objective below 134.42. 105.07 is 105.03 on the weekly chart. A very well constructed, I don't know about well constructed, but it is a well defined trend support level. It is, I think, the sort of trend support as we're looking into the second quarter. I think you can aggressively buy 105.03 because from here we can rally back to 127.10 within 2 to 3 weeks, into the mid 150s again within a couple of months, and on to new highs within 2 to 3 months. I think that there's really sort of the dynamic at play. Oversold trade on a longer term basis once we test 105.03. And that's pretty much the way it looks on the daily chart. Now, if we close above 136.74, I do have 144.60 as the next sort of 3 to 5 day target, but really, I think that closing above that 136.74 level will be the buy signal into March trade. I don't have it outlined here. We haven't constructed it yet, but I can tell you there is a rising channel top from the August low against the recent low projected against this high that takes us into low to mid 160s. And if we close today, and I don't see it happening, but if we did close above 136.74, no good reason to be short NVIDIA as we move into March. The following 3 to 5 weeks then likely to push into, looks more like this, 3 to 5 weeks likely to push into the mid 160s. We will present this on Monday. This is not necessary right now, but I think it's good visually for you to see, conceptualize what the objectives are are and why. But for right now, 134.42 to 136.74. If you're long over the 3 to 5 day time frame, you're taking profits there, and you can play the short side. Back to, I don't really have it yet. I mean, actually, I do. I think if we test 134.42, we can fall back to 124.16 within 3 to 5 days. But within 3 to 5 weeks of testing that 134.42 to 136.74 area, we can quite easily fall all the way back to the 105.07 area within 3 to 5 weeks. Inversely, if we close above 136.74, it is reverse and go long, stay long into March. Downside, let me cover that a little better. We've got, 124.16. That is a level that can contain daily selling pressures, and above which 129 even remains in easy reach. Above 124.16, we are, as you're well aware, expecting 134.42 over the next 3 to 5 days. And if we push or open today above 129 even, we should see 134.42 today. If we close today below 124.16, 118.75 is likely Monday, Tuesday of next week. But I do think over the next 2 to 3 weeks, if we close back below 124.16, well, let me put it this way, back up just a little bit. If we close below 124.16, 3 to 5 day swing trade to the downside to 114.50, 2 to 3 week swing trade to the downside to 105.07. I'm confident of that 2 to 3 week downside down to 105.07 because of the overall heavy dynamic that continues below the 134.42 to 136.74 region. And if we then close back below 124.16, this classic descending channel bottom at the bottom of a move, that should aggressively pivot the market south as we continue into not only a later next week, 114.50, but later month, 105.07. Is there anything else to say beyond what I already have? And I'm going to say no, there is not. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back on Sunday afternoon with Monday's NVIDIA. You have a great weekend.